Good afternoon, Keluarga Malaysia. I'm Mohunapriya and this is Updates at Noon, making our headlines for today. Cybersecurity remains Malaysia's top concern. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob safely landed in Qatar to begin his three-day official visit, his first visit to the West Asia country since his appointment as Prime Minister. The aircraft carrying the Prime Minister landed at the Doha International Airport at 3 p.m. local time. The Premier's arrival was welcomed by Minister in attendance, Qatari Minister of Municipality Dr. Abdullah bin Abdul Aziz bin Turki Al-Subai and Minister of Foreign Affairs Datuk Seri Saifuddin Abdullah. Today, Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri is scheduled to visit the Balatna farm, one of the largest cattle farms in the region, witness the exchange of the letter of intent LOI between Terima and Qatar Investment Authority, and have engagement sessions with the business community and members of Keluarga Malaysia in Doha. On the last day, the Prime Minister will have an audience with the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, before proceeding to an official luncheon hosted in his honor at Amiri Diwan. Among matters that will be discussed between the two leaders are strengthening of Malaysia-Qatar's long-standing and multifaceted cooperation, charting a way forward in economic collaboration, as well as other post-pandemic recovery efforts, and exchange views on international issues of mutual concern. Malaysia logged 16,863 new COVID-19 infections yesterday, the lowest since 8th February this year. Now, the number is a sharp decrease from the 20,923 cases reported the day before, pushing the total cases to 4,138,867. According to Health Ministry's COVID Now and GitHub, the Klang Valley make up the bulk of the daily caseload, with the 9,273 in Selangor and 1,395 in Kuala Lumpur. Penang recorded 990 cases. Perak had 836, while Perlis logged the lowest number of fresh cases at 37. The number of recoveries remain high, with 26,171 patients have made full recoveries from the virus as of yesterday. 37 new deaths reported yesterday, with 6 of them were brought-in dead cases. Cybersecurity remains one of Malaysia's top concerns following a drastic rise in online crimes reported in the country. Home Minister Datuk Seri Hamzah Zainuddin said the number of cases recorded associated with cyberbullying, fraud, intrusion, phishing and email scams had almost doubled in the last few years. He said in 2019, around 13,000 cybercrime cases were reported, involving total losses of 539 million ringgit, and it continued to increase to approximately 17,000 cases in 2020. Last year, the number of cases increased to over 20,000, with total losses worth 560 million ringgit, while as of February 2022, the number of cases reported was 3,273, involving losses of 114 million ringgit. Datuk Seri Hamzah said many current and emerging threats involve new technologies, prompting national security landscape to change at a faster pace than ever before. Datuk Seri Hamzah was met at the launch of Defence Services Asia DSA 2022 and National Security NatSec Asia 2022 exhibitions at the Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre last night. The Defence Services Asia DSA 2022 and National Security NatSec Asia 2022 exhibitions provided platform for Malaysia to establish defence cooperation with other countries. According to Senior Defence Minister Datuk Seri Hishamuddin Tun Hussein, the organisation of such exhibitions is in line with the 2021 to 2025 Defence Ministry strategic plan.
We must not leave any stones unturned. We face common enemies. We face common threats and challenges. And if we do not work together, our enemies will take a step forward. So I cannot stress how important our gathering here in Kuala Lumpur is in a landscape that we face today. But I believe that all of this marks a historic and positive milestone for the continued development and advancement of the joint defense and national security agendas of not only ASEAN nations, but by extension, the global defense fraternity.
He also said DSA and NATSAC 2022 is proof of Malaysia's readiness to enter the transition into endemic phase. After 4 years of hiatus, the Defence and Safety Exhibition will take place until the 31st March at the Malaysia International Trade and Exhibition Centre. The biennial event is expected to receive 25,000 visitors from over 45 countries.
The number of malicious and false statements spread by SMS or social media platforms have become too widespread. The public is advised to be careful and not fall for such ploys and sharing or forwarding such messages. Remember that spreading fake news is an offence under Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998. This carries the penalty of a fine not exceeding 50,000 ringgit or up to 1 year imprisonment or both upon conviction.
A man was found drowned while his friend is believed to be still missing in an incident at the Latahama waterfall in Bentong, Pahang. Pahang Fire and Rescue Department JBPM identified the drowned victim as 22-year-old Hairul Zaman Abdul Jalil from Gombak, Kuala Lumpur, and his missing friend was identified as Hanif Abdul Hafiz from Taman Selasih Jaya, Batu Caves, Selangor. In a statement last night, Pahang JPPM Deputy Director for Operations Ismail Abdul Ghani said the body of Hairul was discovered at 8:16 p.m. He said JBPM received a call regarding the incident at 3:35 p.m. and were told that there was a group of men bathing at the waterfall and that 2 of them reportedly drowned. The body of Hairul was handed over to the police for further action, while the search and rescue operation for the missing victim continues today. Compensation and consolation have been given by the government to the Orang Asli community following the construction of a hydroelectric dam in Nenggiri, Gua Musang, Kelantan. Energy and Natural Resources Minister Datuk Sri Taqiyuddin Hassan denied allegations made by some quarters claiming that the government did not care about the interests of the Orang Asli.
Saya nak sahkan bahawa kita dah selesai dengan orang asli ini dari segi sagu hati ataupun pampasan yang sepatutnya diberikan kepada masyarakat orang asli telah selesai. Dan banyak libat urus telah dibuat antara TNB dengan masyarakat orang asli ini. Jadi kita harap pihak-pihak NGO dan sebagainya mestilah lebih bertanggungjawab untuk melontarkan apa-apa tumahan kepada pihak kerajaan dan juga TNB, kerana segala tindakan yang diambil oleh kerajaan TNB adalah berdasarkan kepada undang-undang.
He added construction of the hydroelectric dam is currently in the implementation stage. Datuk Sri Taqiyuddin said the implementation of the project was not only for energy generation but also an initiative to reduce the incidence of floods. Contract farming system developed by cooperatives will help the public to buy poultry and eggs at a cheaper price. According to Minister of Entrepreneurial Development and Cooperatives, Tan Sri No Omar, through the system, the involved cooperatives will be able to provide their own market space as well as a farming collection centre.
Saya minta kooperasi untuk memberikan untuk membantu koperasi-koperasi yang terlibat dalam kegiatan-kegiatan peternakan, contohnya ayam, lembu, kambing. Dan kerana itulah kita sekarang ini sedang berusaha untuk menubuhkan, untuk mewujudkan pasaran kita sendiri, iaitu kita akan mewujudkan satu pusat pengumpulan untuk kita nak buat kontrak farming dengan koperasi-koperasi yang menjalankan aktiviti-aktiviti ternakan untuk yang melibatkan ayam dan sebagainya.
He was met at the Keluarga Malaysia Entrepreneur and Cooperatives in Jelebu. To date, he said over 3,200 cooperatives were conducting businesses in the livestock and agricultural sectors. The Housing and Local Government Ministry, KPKT, is working towards the establishment of the National Circular Economic Council. Its Minister, Datuk Sri Rizal American Nine American, said the council will allow circular economic agenda to be implemented comprehensively and benefit the country.
Majlis Sekitaran Ekonomi Negara yang akan menjadi peneraju kepada segala perkara yang memerlukan sama ada inisiatif, sama ada dari segi soal pelaksanaan dasar-dasar tertentu yang bersifat rentas agar pada akhirnya dasar ekonomi kitaran yang sememangnya menjadi agenda utama dalam kita memenuhi satunya SDG, kita punya komitmen kepada United Nations, keduanya Paris Agreement dan juga climate change. Ini semua ada kaitan dengan anggota pengurusan ekonomi kitaran.
He said this after officiating the Circular Economy Week, the theme for the last week of the Expo 2020 Dubai, that is taking place from 27th to 31st March at Astaka, Malaysia in UAE. Datuk Sri Rizal said the Expo will provide exposure and boost Malaysia opportunities for international cooperation and industry players in the field of cyclical economics. He added the government has started a waste-to-energy initiative to reduce the country's dependence on landfills. Up-and-coming national men's doubles pair Go Si Fei Nur Izzuddin Mohammad Rumsani's hopes of winning a second title this season were dashed when they lost 18-21, 19-21 to Indonesia's Fajar Alfian Mohammad Rian Adrianto in the final of the Swiss Open in Basel last night. Now, the world number 18 Malaysian pair, fresh from winning the German Open title 2 weeks ago, found the Indonesians a tough nut to crack as they went down in 40 minutes at St. Jacob Shale. In the first game, Sifei Nur Izzuddin gave an energetic performance and both pairs fought point for point to be tied at 14-14 before the vastly experienced Indonesians pulled away for a 21-18 win. Although the Malaysians got off to a slow start in the second game to trail 3-8, they managed to get their act together to draw level at 10-10. However, the Indonesian pair again relied on their experience to eke out a 21-19 win and seal the title. National mixed doubles professional shuttlers Goh Sun Huat, Siobhan Jamie Lai also suffered a similar fate in the final, going down 21-12, 18-21, 17-21 to Germans Mark Lanfus, Isabel Lohau in a 65-minute thriller. And that wraps up today's updates at noon. In our headline for today, cybersecurity remains Malaysia's top concern. Don't forget to catch us tonight on News at 10 for the latest update.